30 miles northeast of Boston, Massachusetts, on the coast of the Atlantic Ocean sits Cape Ann, a tight-knit community deeply connected to the sea. Comprised of Gloucester, Rockport, Manchester by the Sea, and Essex, Cape Ann's clammers, fishermen, ice makers, restaurants, and shipbuilders all depend on the ocean and one another to survive. Join host Shepard Means as he takes an in-depth look at the Cape Ann ecosystem, from its people to its products to its lifestyle. On this episode of On the Waterfront, we examine the life cycle of Cape Ann's most famous resident, the clam. Join Shep on the flats and the beach as he digs for sea clams and soft shells. Then on to Intershell, a wholesaling and distribution plant, to see how the clams are shucked, cleaned, and packaged. And finally to world-famous Woodman's, a family-owned restaurant serving clams on Cape Ann since 1914. This is On the Waterfront.
That is delicious. We're going to the Jones River. We've dug quite a bit of the clams there already. 20 guys have been there every other day for 3 months, so we've turned it. But there's still quite a few clams there, so most of the guys can still get their limit, which is 200 pounds a day. My name is Shep Means. I'm a commercial clam digger in Gloucester. I actually have my doctorate in clamology. Right. There it is, the Jones River. That's where we're going to be going. We got the sled, which is what we drag them with, and that's the clam fork. It's basically a hay fork ground and bent to that angle. I started clamming when I was 15, and I'm 61 now, but I took a lot of time off in between. So I would say, all told, I've probably been digging for about 20 years. I have some friends that have been digging 50 and 60 years, and they're getting good at it. What's up, boys? I'm really not skilled to do anything else, to tell you the truth. I really like it too. I like good physical work. I like being outdoors. And the money isn't too bad from day to day. You can do all right, but you need a lot of clams to make decent money, and there hasn't been a lot of clams for a few years. The green crab is a predator and has really decimated the stocks. We had a big meeting, the Division Marine Fisheries recently, and we're going to try to trap for these and see if we can take care of some of them, or at least lower the numbers. And away we go. These clams are exposed about 2 hours before low tide, and we dig until about 2.5, 3 hours after low tide. Got one. This is a pretty low flat, so we don't get too much digging in this. It's really not a river, it's more like a creek. But they're abundant here, and we'll get a few. That ring is because you can't take anything smaller than 2 inches. So if I see a small one, like that one there, that's 2 inches, I'm taking it. That one is not 2 inches, so that stays. I love the independence more than anything. I love the camaraderie. We have a bunch of really good guys in Essex and Gloucester, and we're like a big family.
The last tide, Saturday, I put my clams up there, and I had my brother pick Eddie up.
Yeah.
Take him down the boat.
Right.
He got it started. He went about 30 yards, and it died. Oh. Now I'm sitting here, tide's coming.
I remember.
So then I ended up, it took me like 2.5 hours to drag the clams out by the time he got back over there, back over here.
It's a lot of work dragging these out of here.
Oh, yeah. See, me, I've had 4 back surgeries. The doctor's been telling me to stop digging for 20 years. I told him, you pay my bills and I'll stop digging. He hasn't paid my bills.
Yeah, so you keep going, My wife still seems to think it's a hobby, not a living. But It's okay. From day to day, you never know, because we get closed quite a bit because of rainfall. You know, if we get 6/10 of an inch, we're closed for anywhere from 3 to 5 days, depending on the flats. So I would suggest that if you're a young male, go to college and maybe come down here on the weekend and dig with us. What's up, buddy? Doing all right. Another day in paradise, hey, Rick? We have to be very careful with these clams because they're soft shell clams and they're just what they say they are. The clams are quite delicate. We put them in my truck. We drive them to my wholesaler or my supplier, and we weigh them up in bushel baskets. A bushel is 50 pounds. And then we stack them on top of each other. The Division of Marine Fisheries requires that we tag our clams with our name, our number, our state number, the date, and the area we've dug it, so that they know if someone got sick or if something happened, they could trace it back. We throw those tags into a basket so that the DMF can go through it if they want to. And then we make out a slip with our shellfish identification card. We keep one tag for ourselves, and we put 2 tags for our wholesaler for his records, and then magically a check appears on Fridays. I just got my check this week, and I like payday. We have a few dozen clam flats in Gloucester, and it gives us an opportunity to spread out. Wingersheep Beach is a great place to get sea clams. You can get to them by boat. Don't drive there because that is private property. My daughter's been coming out with me, and just the 2 of us have been bonding and having a wonderful time. She just graduated from college and she starts her internship, but she's such a hard worker. She loves to go out there and dig with her dad, and how beautiful is that? When you walk on the sand, they expose themselves. For some reason, the pressure, there you go, honey, of the sand makes them open that hole. And when they're not showing very well, if you stomp around the clam flat, they'll start exposing themselves. Oh, big sucker. Might be 2 in there. I don't want to crack the shell. Yeah, there are 2. I was right. That one's a little small. I'm going to leave that baby.
It's my daily workout. It's alright for now, until I graduate, but one of few girls, I guess. But even if they can do it, I can do it. Just a little slower, but it's not too bad. But I learned from the best, so just don't tell him that.
Every 12 hours there's a high tide and a low tide, and there's 2 sets of them a day. Whoa, check the tide coming in. The tides change about 45 minutes a day. They're 45 minutes later. And then every 2 weeks they repeat themselves. And it took me a long time to figure that out. That's a lot of meat. All right, honey, let's get a few more. We're almost limited out, and the tide is coming in, as you can see. It's coming in quick. All right. We done good, lady.
I'm running out.
All right. We'll cut them up, shuck them, dice them in the Cuisinart, and then add cracker crumbs and celery and onions, and then put a little Parmesan cheese on it, and we'll freeze them. And we'll eat some fresh and have them for months in the freezer. And when we need a quick dinner, when we're having company or when we're too lazy to cook, we just bust them out of the freezer, cook them for about 25 minutes, and we're good to go. And they are delicious too. It's so much fun digging. It's addictive. You never want to leave the flats once you start.
There's a lighthouse looking out to see the eye of old Cape Ann.
When you drag 200 pounds on a sled across the marsh, it's hard work. I usually break them in half. If I get my 200-pound limit, I'll take 100 twice. It's a little easier that way.
From the woodlands to the water, just a heartbeat from the sea.
Hey, Sarge! What's going on, buddy?
Got some friends.
We got a few, yes.
Okay.
The shellfish wardens, their job basically is to babysit us.
Well, these look good.
Yes.
You don't have over, your limit.
No, no. Between the two of us, I don't know how many we've got, but we don't have many.
Right. For the recreational limit applies, which would be a bushel.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah, and we got right around 2 bushel between us, and we both hold commercial licenses. So.
Well, I think actually you have less than that.
Yeah, we probably do.
This looks like a bushel to me.
Right.
And that looks like maybe half a bushel or something.
There's about, what do you think, maybe 30 of us?
Well, 30 that dig seriously.
Right.
There's 30 that dig part-time.
Right.
And then there's 30 that sort of hold it as an insurance policy.
Yes.
In case they're out of work or something. They can.
Right. My friend here is Jeff. He lets me park here and it makes it easy.
Yeah. Well, good. Good luck to you.
All right. Thank you very
Nice
much.
meeting you.
Take care, Sarge.
We'll
Thank
see
you,
you.
sir.
Yep.
Bye-bye. Intershell is a wholesaler to wholesalers.
What we have are surf clams here. This is our raw material cooler. We buy surf clams that we sell to Woodman's and others from Cape Cod Bay, from the Nantucket area, and sometimes we even get them from Maine.
Monty Rome, another one of Gloucester's characters, is a very successful businessman, and he is a clam baron. These clams are also called sea clams or hen clams too,
Hen
right?
clams, surf clams,
Right.
bar clams up in Canada.
Right.
And we grade them according to size and quality. The quality clams go to live markets, people who
Right.
are buying them.
Wow, these are beautiful. I had no idea that the boats bring in this many, Monty. It's amazing.
Oh, I'm the smallest guy.
You're kidding me.
These clams are federal clams. They're based on an individual transferable quota.
Right.
So you have to own that quota before you can catch. You can't just go into federal water and catch.
Right.
The state waters is different. You can catch 200 bushels a day every day, and just you don't have to own or buy any quota. It's different. So what we're doing here is ergonomically loading clams onto the shucking table. This is a unique system. Nobody has this system. This is my own design. Over years of watching people really bust their butt to get these clams on the table, I designed a system that is simple. There's not a lot of lifting involved, and the clams slide right in front of the shucker so that they always have a clam available to them to shuck. And that helps their efficiency.
Absolutely.
And they're piecework people.
So they get paid by the gallon or by the pound? Right.
So if you don't make it easy for them to get their hands on clams, they're going to have a short money day.
They are flying.
They do it for 6 hours without stop. The good shuckers will make 150 to 200 a day.
Good money. What do you do with the shells afterward, Monty?
Shells go to a farm, or I put them on my boat. I have a boat with dumps.
Right.
And we take them out to sea. A lot of the customers who buy these things live, they only want them in perfect condition. And that's simple because they want to know that the clams that they buy have the least chance of having sand in it and shell in it, because that's a real negative in consuming this thing. So all of this equipment down line is all about getting the sand out. You have to chop it or strip it to expose the sand inside of the meat.
Because it's in the, right, it's in the belly and up in the inside of the foot,
So
right?
that's why you have the downline washing.
Right.
3 parts of the clam are the tongue and the adductors and the siphon and strap. And the adductors and siphon and strap the clam industry calls salvage.
Really?
And so that's what combined is chopped up and washed and made into chopped clams. The other product, the tongue product, is clam strip. That's a beautiful clam strip.
Oh.
Those are just delicious.
Oh.
firm and crack, a little crackly.
We're gonna have them at Woodman's today. Without the restaurants, we wouldn't be digging clams. The most famous restaurant on Cape Ann is definitely Woodman's. Woodman's literally invented the fried clam 100 years ago. Steve Woodman is the third generation in his family to run the restaurant. So Stevie, where do you get your gallons of clams from?
We get them from Essex Seafood, and I'm buying from some of the bigger places now. So when they come in, I look at them, I dump them out, I drain them, I look at them to make sure their color is right, that they're not, soaked in water and they're bleached out or whatever.
Right.
Then I reweigh them to find out, to see if I'm really getting the true gallon that I'm looking for. I don't judge by the price of the gallon, I judge by the quality of the gallon.
Right now I'm just mealing up the clams after they've been in the evaporated milk. You want to make sure, you separate them really well. Make sure the meal's all over them and everything. Get a nice even coat.
Stevie always stresses the fact that this is lard, and all fried food tastes a heck of a lot better in lard than anything else. What else do they use to fry?
Especially in the 70s when he came up with this health scare of saturated fat and everything, everyone switched over to different types of vegetable oils.
Right.
And whether it was canola or soy, cottonseed, it totally changed the flavor.
Yeah.
And the trans fats that were in it, from processing it, actually made it worse for you than the old-fashioned lard. So it actually, lard is making a comeback. Nice golden brown, look at that.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And bring them over to the colander. Nice.
So you got an anniversary coming up, right?
Yeah, you can say that. We're in full gear for our anniversary. It's 100 years this year. We're celebrating 100 years being in business. Not only as a restaurant, but also the same family owning it. So it was my grandfather that started it 100 years ago. Yes. Baseball, apple pie, and Woodman's, that's what Zagat wrote about us. We're a cult classic.
Thank you, thank you.
Look at that.
Is this all mine? I'm gonna need a lot of ketchup. This is the soft shell. Dunk, dunk. Let's do two of them. And these are the clam strips. These are from the sea clams that we got from Monty. Wow. That is delicious. They trace clamming all the way back with the settlers digging clams with the Native Americans in 1634, I think it was, on the Essex River. To the people of Cape Ann, the clam is history. It's economic survival. To Cape Ann, the clam is vital. When I'm going downriver at 4:30 in the morning and I see that sunrise and there's a few clouds to catch the rays, it's inexplainable. It's God's palette and it is a beautiful thing to behold. The wind, when it howls, the fresh smell after the rain that just cleans the air out, it's amazing. I like it best when it's just blowing a little bit so I can just hear it, enough so the bugs don't bother me or anyone else.